In August of 2017, my mother, Fran, passed away. A couple of months later, I get an email from New York Life Annuities asking me to fill out a claim form because I was named beneficiary. I thought she died broke and penniless because Social Security and Medicare were chipping in on her assisted living health care. They had confiscated her monthly income and gave her a monthly allowance for her to spend. That is Fran's account number right there. Nyla was offering me $1,594.65. They want a completed death benefit form by the beneficiary, me, who I already had told them I didn't want any of it. If you read the second paragraph from the bottom, if they don't hear from me regarding this matter, they're going to consider it an abandoned account and send the proceeds to the state of Hawaii. Excuse me, that is Fran's account. She lived in New York. I declined the offer of free money. Why are they trying to screw up my tax records? On February 2nd of this year, I again heard from Nyla. Notice there's a new account number. They slipped in an additional number 6 into the number 6 position of Fran's old account number. They are telling me of fair market value and all this other stuff. In other words, they created a fraudulent account in my name. They took Fran's account, changed the number by adding one digit, and now I have an IRA account that I have not had for 73 years. What they're doing is notifying me that they are going to notify the IRS of any taxes I might owe on the money that I never accepted. This is the way Nyla operates. This is the backside of the document that you just saw previously. Who this person is, I don't know. But as you can see, we're dealing with New York and Philadelphia. And if you pay attention, we'll even get to Tennessee soon. On January 30th of this year, I again received correspondence from Nyla. They sent me a 1099 form assigning the abandoned funds to me as income that I should report in the year 2022. There's a gross amount, there's a taxable amount, there's even tax withheld. Now here's where the numbers don't add up right. They're showing the same gross amount. This number should be lowered by the amount of tax withheld. These people don't even know what they're doing, and they're yanking my chain and screwing up my taxes with the IRS. Of course, a 1099 form needs copies because there's tax withheld. So I got copies B and A and C and whatever. One to go to the feds, one to go to the state. I mean, these guys went all out. I'll show you the bottom half of this document in a minute. So here's copy 2 to be filed with my state income tax. Nyla is on the attack, screwing up my tax info for the year 2022. I quickly filed my taxes for the year 2022 without including the fraudulent 1099 form. Believe it or not, it went through and I got my requested refund. So I notified the IRS that Nyla was sending out bogus, fraudulent 1099 forms to taxpayers. They said they would work on it and look into the matter. And on the back is a signature. Ursula Dean, probably a pseudonym, because why would you hand out real names of real people to one of the most feared and disliked agencies of the federal government? Ursula didn't spend a lot of time on this. She mailed one letter, got on the phone, called up Nyla, and the people at Nyla read her the Riot Act, put her in her place, and told her to butt out. That's pretty good when you can talk down to the IRS. Ursula said they had no issues with my account. However, it was up to me to straighten out the mess with the 1099 forms with Nyla. $1 billion company, and this peon little taxpayer is supposed to straighten out a company that's operating fraudulently? Thanks, Ursula. Here's Ursula's signature on the back of the letter that you just saw previously. As it turns out, the state of Hawaii requires that anyone be notified before an account is declared abandoned and the money sent to the state. So because they didn't do it right, they're trying to contact me again. Now they're trying to offer me less money with a new account that they assigned to me, and I must acknowledge acceptance of the account. But if I don't, they are again going to hand the money over to the state of Hawaii. Originally, I contacted the IRS, waited about a week, and then I sent the matter to the FBI because this is fraud. This is identity theft. Completing tax documents and mailing them out to the taxpayer only without sending them to the IRS? Well, on the 26th, I sent the entire file to the President Joe Biden. This is the first page of the letter to the President explaining what had happened. This is page 2 that went to the White House via priority mail. You can read as much or as little as you like. So the President received a 2-page explanation, and he also received a report card. Everyone that was involved in handling Fran's death, whether it be Medicare, Social Security controlling her money, the FBI not answering at all, still sitting in the coffee shop, and the IRS telling me that I have to straighten this matter out with $1 billion thief? Yeah, right. Now, if you were the president, what would you do? The matter is now before him, or eventually it will be, because the item was actually held up by the U.S. Postal Service. This is the tracking for that priority mail to the White House. You can see the date that it left Kihei, Hawaii. It arrived in Washington, D.C., but it didn't stop there. It kept floating around for a while. As you can see, it seemed to go around the world several times, and then it ended up bogged down with a delivery attempt, and supposedly I had to reschedule a delivery on a priority mail to the White House. They can't find the White House? If I couldn't get this item received by the White House, it was supposed to be mailed back to me on July 14th. That's the efficiency of our postal service. They can't find 1600 Pennsylvania Avenue. I checked with the post office on Saturday, yesterday, and it had been delivered. So it is at the White House, finally. I guess the 4th of July holiday held everything up a little. Just before the 4th of July, I wrote to the IRS again and told them what was going on. I told them that I had no power over $1 billion company, and that if the IRS was so fearful of this company, I couldn't accomplish anything, and that the matter is now before the White House. I told Ursula that it looked as though we were going to be pen pals from now on, because as long as I was being forced to try to settle things with Nyla on my own, which I refuse to do. Anything that they send in on me for 1099s and other tax records, I'm not going to open. It's all being sent back to them. The newest mail from Nyla is shown in the picture following this page. I do not like being ordered around by a company that I never did business with, never had an account with, and that has lied to me by sending me fraudulent tax forms. Here is Nyla's latest mailing to me. Dated material, response required. I've received these before. And I get a little irate when a company that I've never done business with is ordering me around, especially when I know they're an identity thief. So I hid my name and address, put a new label on it, and dropped it in the mailbox. Now I haven't received any mail for a week. So I went to the post office yesterday and asked Wendy, my favorite postal girl at the window, Wendy, am I on the poop list? Is my mail being held up because I marked a letter for return to sender, like the old song used to say from the 60s? She checked in the back with my mail carrier and she said, no, there's no restriction on your account. We'll see, I'm still not getting any mail. My last and final notice went to the Attorney General of the state of Hawaii. That way she could alert the Franchise Tax Board about the incoming notice of abandonment of an account that was never mine. This is unbelievable. For 73 years, I never had an IRA account, and you're supposed to start withdrawing at age 72. So I'm already delinquent because the account was never created until I was 73. Oh, good going, Nyla. The Attorney General of Hawaii probably received this the Wednesday or Thursday after the 4th of July. Hey, 4th of July, our big Independence Day. It's not an Independence Day if you have to deal with a criminal like Nyla. This is page 2 of the letter to the Attorney General of Hawaii. I don't know where this is going. If I'm put in prison so far down they got to pump daylight to me, fine. I prefer they just stand me up in front of a firing squad and get it over with. This is sheer and utter nonsense that not one federal or state agency is helping me with a criminal engaged in identity theft. It's very simple identity theft. It's there in black and white. And the FBI is still out at the coffee shop having donuts. Oh well. Thanks for listening. If I'm not in prison, I'll let you know how this turns out with a follow-up video. Thank you.